Hi there and welcome back to We Are the Famous EFC. It is the match preview, Everton versus Arsenal at the Emirates Saturday at 5:30. And I'm delighted to be joined by Brandon. Thanks very much for coming on, mate.
No problem, mate. Not a problem.
How are you feeling going into the game against Arsenal with our away form?
To be honest, it's mixed. To be honest, obviously our away form being perfect, but we're coming against Arsenal, a massive team. In a title fight, aren't they? So besides from every single away that we've had, it's different. So when you come to Arsenal, and because Arsenal are the top of the league now, it's basically a do or die situation. But if we win, it'll give City a hope. But if we lose, then Arsenal, obviously, it'll come closer to Arsenal to run away with the title. So it's kind of like it's a nervous game, but on the other hand, it's a game that you're destined to lose. Not me saying, I'm not backing the lads, because I'll always back the Evertonians and the players as well. But like I said, if you're coming into a game against the top of the table Arsenal, who's running rampant in the league now, a lot of teams who have come to the Emirates have obviously come out with nothing. Some have, some haven't. But if we do win tomorrow, then that it'll be an amazing result, obviously, within our pursuit of Europe.
Yeah, 100%. I'm feeling very positive because of our away performance, because David Moyes has got us like the best away from Hill Dickinson. So because of the way we played against Burnley, but also with the away mentality, I'm feeling very positive that we can go out there if we settle with the right team again. But this will be huge for Everton, this game against the Leeds Leaguers, because at the end of the day, if we want to get European football or Europe, then this is the opportunity. Everton have got to beat teams that we're not expected to beat. But I do think that we get the job done. But I'll save the score prediction towards the end. But I don't want to see boring football. I want us to go out there with the right attitude, the right mentality, go forwards and try and have a bit of the ball for a bit, like we did against Newcastle. Hopefully we can score early on as well. That will help massively. But it's going to be an end-to-end game. But as you said, teams are going there. Some teams are getting results, other teams are not getting anything. But watching Arsenal yesterday in the Champions League, they did look quite lucky at times. But it's going to be a hard one. What about you?
Yeah, it'll be a hard one. As you said last night, obviously, I same as you, watched Leverkusen versus Arsenal, and don't get me wrong, you really are right. You are correct about Arsenal's performance, because Arsenal were lacking. To be honest, obviously Leverkusen's a big side, and that Arsenal, comparing to them, they could have at least given themselves a good fight. Do you know what I mean? But it was always Leverkusen who was always, better. Not always, but was just better in that game. But obviously going into Arsenal, like I said, it'll be a difficult game. Do you know what I mean? Because both teams are fighting for something. Everton for Europe and Arsenal for the title. So to be honest, it's going to be a good game, because both sides will be wanting the ball. Both sides will be wanting to counter. Both sides want to be defending very well. But if we do come out of Arsenal and we get 3 points, then all the players will come out there and be patting themselves in the back, because you were going to Arsenal, you're going to the Emirates, where a lot of teams are going in and getting battered and coming out. But a team like Everton, obviously we've got like Grealish injured and stuff like that. But if we give Arsenal a good push, especially with how McNeil played against Burnley, he was immaculate. He was brilliant. Do you know what I mean? After being crap for a bit, but I reckon if Moyes plays McNeil on Saturday.
Yeah.
Am I correct, yeah?
Yeah.
If he plays Arsenal, if we play McNeil on Saturday against Arsenal,
yeah,
then judging by his recent performance against Burnley, he'll come up and he'll do good again. So, you know, all the hopes with McNeil and how he can perform. But you know, giving Arsenal a good time, it's you know, it's a thing to happen or not. Just really depends on Arsenal's performances, because Arsenal is sometimes bad, half the time they're good. But Everton are a team, especially away, who will always go to away grounds expecting something, being hungry and stuff like that. To be honest, I don't even know the last time we ever got beat at home, not at home, away. You know, I don't think it was Liverpool, or I could be wrong, or something like that.
Yeah.
But you know, hopefully on Saturday, you know, we go to Arsenal, go to the Emirates, give them a hard time, hope for the 3 points. But you know, sometimes things can always get our way.
Yeah, totally agree. Right, I want to throw this stat at you. David Moyes has never won as a Premier League manager at the Emirates with any teams.
What, only Moyes?
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, you know, that all changes on Saturday, doesn't it?
Yeah, as long as we play decent and we get the goal in the back of the net, because we can hit these. Because look at Wolves, 2 own goals by Wolves. That's how Arsenal won last month, was by 2 own goals. So if they can put it up a really good fight against them, so can we. And also, Kieran Dewsbury, all the likes of Dwight, Illy, Idrissa, get them up the pitch and they can cause some real impacts for us. And John Pickford, he's going to be absolute class, I can see, as well. But also, it makes it even a more must win, basically, because David Moyes has never won at the Emirates with any Premier League side. But the last time Everton won at the Emirates was under Carlo Ancelotti back in the COVID era, with the Richarlison 1-0. So it would be nice to go out there and dominate. If we can't dominate, then win the game, win all the tackles, free kicks, the lot. And also show them the right mentality and the right attitude going forwards as well. What are your thoughts on Everton's season so far, Brandon?
To be honest, brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, obviously, like last season, the season before, now we were down in the dumps. We were just scrapping relegation, especially with the 10 points deduction, in which, you know, we dished out anyway, winning all these games. But obviously changing, obviously on the board as well. The Friedkin Group obviously coming in, multi-billionaires. We built a new stadium. We completely changed the whole squad around. But one thing I can say is the Hill Dickinson case. I know that, you know, it's downgraded over time because we beat Burnley. But one thing that needs to be spoke about more is the atmosphere at the Hill Dickinson Stadium. Like if you come off the back of the time we were at Goodison, no matter how, if we lost by a massive amount, we were winning by a massive amount, or we were just going through the boring draw, Goodison Park, you know, was always a stadium with the greatest atmosphere of all time. Liverpool fans could, you know, say, you know, we've got the better atmosphere, but no, it's just the speakers that are doing everything for them.
Because basically the crowds was on top of the whole atmosphere.
Yeah. But then, like, even you know, footballers like Declan Rice, ex-footballers such as Paul Scholes, managers such as like Sir Alex Ferguson, you know, they've always spoke up about Goodison and how hostile the environment and the atmosphere is there. But then since we've left Goodison now, we've come to the Hill Dickinson, people have expected the atmosphere to be like on the same level. But the problem is, like, Everton, we only chant every half an hour. Like, where's this big atmosphere gone? Do you know what I mean? When we score, when we lose, and stuff like that, or we're winning, or we're drawing, we're losing. Like, we're just quiet. Do you know what I mean? And we've like pick up the 1878s, the amount of like effort that they do to liven up the Hill Dickinson. And you know, when the Everton fans don't sing, it brings the moral down. And because Everton are known to have the atmosphere at the top of their elite level, then bring it up again, and then we're fantastic.
Yeah, I just wish that with the away mentality, I just wish the atmosphere can be just like away days, because away days is absolute a joy. Going to Hill Dickinson at the moment, it just feels like we're at a funeral, because the atmosphere is that flat. And that, whether that's down to David Moyes or the players or the coaching staff, I don't know. But yeah, I totally agree with you, Brandon. As well, what team would you start the same team what won Newcastle and Burnley, or would you change it? I keep the same team.
The same team, but yeah, the same team.
The only change I'll make if Jarrad Branthwaite's injured.
Yeah.
And if he's injured, then Keno comes in.
Yes, all the time, every time. Like, I don't understand why James Garner, in being the midfielder that he is, drops back to defence. It's not his position. Two, he's not going to adapt there anyway, because for one, he's been basically a midfielder for literally the whole of his career. What can I say? Pickford, keep him. Screw Mark Travis, screw Tom King. You know, use them if Jordan Pickford's injured. But I agree with you. The same team goes. McNeil, obviously on the left, got no one else there. Beto, I would have started Barry for Burnley, but Beto put on a good performance, so I'd say Beto deserves another start against Arsenal. But David Moyes obviously knows exactly who Arsenal are. When you go to Arsenal, always pick the best team. If you're going to go and pick Mikalenko over Asnu, although Asnu's obviously just lacking experience, but the way that Mikalenko has been playing gives more of a right for David Moyes to pick Asnu. But since obviously Asnu's lack of experience, and you know he's only young, stick him with the under 21s. You know, gather his fitness up, stuff like that. Give him game time, put him back into the first team. And then so is Mikalenko lacklusters in a couple of games and he's shit. Sorry, my language. Or he's just underperforming or gets injured. That's where Asnu can go in. But Garner should stay up there. Ivic Boonen, you know, to keep him on the bench for a bit. So, Adam, the question I want to ask you is, what would be, do you reckon the starting lineup will be for Saturday's clash against Arsenal?
Pickford, O'Brien, Tarky, Branthwaite, Miko. In midfield, Idrissa, who else? Kieran, and what's his face?
Ndiaye, did you say Ndiaye?
No, what's it? Then Njai, Beto up front, and McNeil.
See, I like that. I reckon you're spot on there. But for me, I reckon it'll be Pickford between the sticks, as always.
Yeah.
Then I reckon it'll be Mikalenko on the left. Then we'll have a centre-back pair up of Tarkowski and Keane. And then I think Patterson, I think Patterson will be on the right, or Jake O'Brien will be on the right. But since David Moyes normally picks between a 4-2-3-1, two CDMs, I'll put Garner and Gay. And then up a bit on left mid, I'll put McNeil there. But McNeil's normally been playing on the right recent games. So I'll put McNeil there, McNeil on the left. Then I'll put Dewsbury Hall centre mid. then I'd put Ilman and Ndiaye right mid, and then up front I'd put Beto.
Yeah. What I want to know is how on earth Jake O'Brien could do so well away from home at right back and all that, and he can't that much at Hill Dickinson.
To be honest, I haven't got a clue. But players obviously away from home, because when you play it at home and you do it more times than you play away, you're playing in the same home ground. And I know, players like Coleman in his position, who's been an Everton for so long, has been obviously got used to Goodison and the playing style that we had at Goodison rather than the Hill Dickinson.
Yeah.
But since you're playing it in the same home environment, as soon as you get used to it a bit too much, then your performances will drop. But if you go into, obviously, you've got, say, there's 19 other away stadiums in the game that you've got other than the Hill Dickinson. The more you go to, it's more of a challenge. But it could be an easy challenge or a hard challenge, depending on the atmosphere and how bad the team really is.
Yeah. Totally agree with you. And also, it's going to be a very, very, very hard game. But I just think if he picks the right team, we can get at them from the word go. The reason I'm so confident is because we're not playing at the Hill Dickinson. We're away from home, and we've been literally, we're second with our away performance in the league. And that tells you something. That's why I'm so confident, because of how the way we play away from home. But yeah, what you said is spot on, Brandon. What's your score prediction?
Score prediction? See, I hate it to say it, because it's like I'm just turning against my own team. But if you look to it, Arsenal away, it's going to be pretty hard. A lot of teams will struggle. Everton's away form's been brilliant, but I'm going to have to say 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, do you know what I mean? But Arsenal are pushing for the title. Do you know what I mean? And both teams are fighting for something, unless a draw's imminent, a loss is a massive, but a win's rare. But if I was on the lighter side, I'd say 1-0 to Everton, but my score prediction is going to be 3-1 Arsenal.
Okay. Right. I'll tell you mine in a moment. So, I can smell in the air, because of our away performance, where we are in the league, and that we're challenging for Europe and for Europa Conference, either of them, whatever we get. We're away from Hill Dickinson. The last time we got beat away this season was against Chelsea. That was the last time.
That's nuts.
Looking on this now, let me just check. So the last time Everton, looking at, it was Chelsea away on the 13th of December was the last time we lost away from home. So I tell you what, that's a hell of a stat, that.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is.
Yeah. In fact, because of that's the stat, my score prediction is going to be 3-2 to Everton.
I like that.
Pack your fucking suitcase, people, because we're off to fucking Europe and up the fucking toffees. Bye-bye.
Of course.